Hello?
Panhandling.
What?
Panhandling in Federal Heights is illegal.
Really?
Yes.
Panhandling?
Yes.
Didn't know that was an official legal term. What now?
Stop.
Okay.
Get another jurisdiction.
What would the ticket be, the statute?
Your code issue?
I've heard a couple things. The soliciting, is it a,
Yeah.
or what was the peddler?
Yeah. Just cover it.
Kind of weird because some lady told me, okay, she was at Federal Heights. It's honest.
Sir.
Okay. Good. The alternative would be if you got the ticket. Well, I don't really care if I get a ticket. Like, cyclists do this. Right? Give it a race.
You really want to talk about this right now?
Not really, but it's like, not right.
Are you going to cross the street?
Let's take it up with this. I'm going to consider this official legal interaction and you're soliciting a ticket me. And, okay. Hey, Will! Come here! Come over! Come on, Patrick. Come on.
Who are you?
My brother.
Is he with you?
Yes.
Doing the same thing?
Not here.
What do you mean not here?
Not in Federal Heights.
Okay. Stay over there, please. Stay over there, please.
I was actually separating myself from the situation.
Okay, then go backwards.
I'd like to be within earshot.
Did I run into you
Oh, I love
before?
that number. Yeah, you did.
It was a couple months ago, month and a half.
Hey, David. Speak up, please. Second year.
Oh, I ran into him before. He told me to move along before. Said I need a peddler's license.
This is that guy.
Him and there was another officer there too.
Okay.
And that was before I had interacted with the lady and that other gentleman as well.
Perfect.
So, this isn't the first time.
Yeah.
No, this is the third or fourth time. What you're telling me
Hey,
is,
David.
even though we've been, so
I
basically,
mean, that's on dash cam. I mean, there's no line about that. But it all depends on what you split hairs of what I'm actually doing. Like,
okay, let's do that now.
okay. I mean, you said it was soliciting already.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean,
Is this with reasonable suspicion?
I don't know what to do. I was told I was allowed to be here, not, and I told him to write a ticket. He took my ID, and I guess he's writing me a ticket now.
Okay, so you're being held with
Your ID.
People probable cause. What reasonable suspicion do you have for mine?
You've included yourself in the conversation.
What crime am I being suspicion of committing? What crime? What
You guys are
statute?
together.
What statute? What would I be actually needing the ID for? Because you're about to infringe my Fourth Amendment rights if you don't have reasonable suspicion. So I'll give
I've
you.
never
I'll
actually
give you
heard
my
that one
information,
before.
but keep in mind that you might be liable because you don't have reasonable suspicion. So if you're going to run my name, if you're going to do stuff, you got to actually start with something that's articulate and reasonable that I'm either had committed recently, and currently committing, or I'm about to commit a crime. You got to tell me what crime.
He's just witnessing. Like,
Or you don't got to
that-
tell me. You got to tell somebody. You got to tell the person, the court, the judge that I'm going to ask for my rights to be restored under 42 U.S.C. 1983 for no probable cause or no reasonable suspicion. So, I'm just saying, if you want to just ask outright, that's cool. But what we're doing is we're trying to save you guys. That what we're trying to actually ask you guys to articulate first, so that you can maybe not get yourself in a bind. We've had this happen before.
I'm waiting.
Okay, I guess you got to give the ID, man.
Okay, I don't actually have an ID on me.
Okay, what's your
So,
name?
so wait, am I being, are you detaining me with reasonable suspicion or probable cause?
What's your first name, sir?
So I don't even know how or why I'm being detained. So I'm not being written a ticket, so it must be reasonable suspicion. Okay. Now that we've had that established, I'm required to give you my information, or I will otherwise have some sort of obstruction charge for impeding on some sort of investigation, right? I have to give you my information. I just want to make this absolutely clear that you are making me do it, or I get charged.
Are you walking away?
No, I'm honestly
give me your
trying
name.
I'm trying to ask my brother questions. And
Right, so you've included yourself in this context.
Well, I'm allowed
What's your name?
to. He's allowed to. By the way,
Am
to
I
insult
allowed to
anybody
talk
he wants
in a detainment?
during a legal interaction, like his lawyers
Yeah.
and his friends.
You're
like-
allowed. No one's going to stop you.
Yeah, like if some lady stopped by, am I allowed to talk to her in the middle of this? I've never heard that one before. But maybe wordy, just a witness, but just between me, honestly. Just hold me
I'm
over
just
here.
deeply concerned that like some things might not get covered, and so he might not ask certain questions. And so if I overhear something, I want to make sure that all his rights are intact because he's my brother.
What's your name?
Like I said, am I required to? If you don't even tell me that, I don't know what to do because I don't want to be discriminated
Is he allowed to be
for
here
giving
quietly
up the right to
witness it?
not incriminate
We
myself.
bypassed that quietly part.
Well,
Okay.
he was asking, he was answering your question. Other than that, like,
He hasn't answered my question. I've asked him his name.
You asked, and I'm asking if you're demanding. There's a difference in wording, and I don't know. which
requiring
it is,
by law
because I'm
to give
allowed
up
to
his name,
deny
or just
stuff.
asking him. That's what he's trying
You
to get at.
move to the side.
I'll just do this.
And sit down. What's your name?
Okay. Like I said, are you asking or demanding? Because
I'm directing you to provide your name. So I can identify you because you've included yourself in this incident.
Okay, but if I'm not required by law to give my name, I'm asking you, am I required by law to give my name?
You are now.
Okay, that's all I need. That's all I need to know. My name is William Kent Montgomery.
Middle name is Kent.
Yes.
K-E-N-T.
Yes.
Montgomery.
Yes.
Birthday.
July 7th, 1985.
Where are you from?
Born in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Thank you.
526.
Hold on for a second. Last name also.
Good evening, sir.
July 7th.
Yes,
Could
sir.
be better.
07.
really confused on what's going on, to be completely honest. Oh, it's cold.
Yeah, I guess so.
Where do you live now?
I have a mailing address, 305 West Magnolia Street, post mailbox, that's PFB 221. It's Fort Collins, Colorado. So, detainment's got to be reasonably related to the scope of the stop. It's got to be short in duration. It's got to be pretty articulate. So, involving someone with themselves in a conversation, they would actually have to be something like a chart to articulate. So,
Keep your hands laced, just like that, Mr. Montgomery. Don't move.
is there?
Don't move.
I didn't say I was going to move.
Checking you for weapons.
Is there a reason to suspect that I am?
Officer safety.
Is there a reason to suspect that I am armed?
Yes.
How so? What can you articulate as to how I'm armed?
You know what would really clarify this?
What's that, sir?
I talked to a female officer of Federal Heights, and she told me what I was doing was completely legal.
And so you never articulated
This was about
how
a
I'm
couple
armed?
weeks after I had ran into this gentleman here.
Wait,
and,
is that guy armed?
There's other jurisdictions. It's a controversial issue.
Cardboard.
Cardboard, yeah. And basically, she had told me to try to move along, and I had talked with her about it. And it was basically it didn't fall under your statute, and it's on private
So
property
somebody that
too.
just
Like,
sits here is suspecting of being armed, just naturally just sitting here. So how would one know that one is like armed or not? Just by sitting or
I don't
standing
know.
or coming over here and talking. Because that's another one of
I
my
guess
rights
not many
just
people
infringed.
challenge rights, and it feels like he's threatening whatever. I've actually won a lawsuit in North Glen about this. Cop ticketed me on private property. Didn't fall under the statute. Waste of our time.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure what's going on. So
Hey,
I
that's
would-
a good answer.
Yeah, that's. I mean, he showed up. I mean, that's obvious.
I don't either.
I'll
We
be
asked-
honest.
we
It's on a
asked
bunch
to-
of dash cams. I like to exercise my right to freedom of speech to write on a cardboard sign for help.
sorry. Code book?
Yeah.
Code enforcement.
Yeah.
Hey, are you still detaining me, or am I free to go? Can you articulate
Sorry.
as to why you need me to be here? Still
Thank you.
Being detained by you.
Take my hand. Take my hand. Stand up. Walk over your brother so I can talk to you both at the same time.
So I'm still being
Hurry
detained.
up.
Still being detained.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to know where we are
Can you hear me okay?
because it's really hard.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes, we can
Please
hear
don't
you.
interrupt.
Okay.
This is the second time I've talked to you. We have talked to you numerous times, you told me?
Just once.
You just told me I talked to you, a code enforcement officer talked to you,
how you
and a
worded it. It
female
was
officer.
only you once. Yes, it was a
Okay,
female officer
this jurisdiction,
twice, and
the Federal Heights Police Department jurisdiction, our law enforcement has spoken to you numerous times.
yes.
Okay, two things. No soliciting. That's a public area right there. It's at the intersection. Okay?
Okay.
Are you listening to me?
Yes, I'm absolutely listening.
Good.
Yes.
It's at an intersection. It's
Okay.
distracting
Okay.
and it's illegal. I have told you this already.
Okay.
Okay? Because you're the one who's got an issue out of Florida. Or is that somebody else?
Oh, that's somebody else, man.
All right.
I'm born and
But
raised.
you heard me the first time.
Yeah.
When I discussed it with you with my sergeant.
Yeah, it was a peddling license. You were saying.
If you're going to solicit in Federal Heights and it's going to be legal, you got to get a peddler's license.
Okay.
You got to go to the city hall for that. You have to take notes, records of your income, because that's what it is.
Okay.
And you got to pay taxes to the city for doing that.
So the go
Am
to
I
the,
clear?
yes, go to the Federal Heights Municipal Building.
Yes.
City Hall. Okay. I'll
I have
gladly
never
do that.
heard of
actually,
anybody
yeah.
being issued a peddler's license for your soliciting action. Okay.
Okay. I mean, it's worth a shot. If it gets denied, who cares?
But this is what, strike 4?
Minus that lady saying
So,
it's okay.
so basically,
Three
failure to
technically.
comply on a lawful order is what you're telling me. I don't think,
In essence, sure.
given our conversation that we've had, this whole entire contact, you gentlemen are smarter than that. So, are you doing this on purpose to be disorderly, or are you just trying to make it through the day? Yeah. Now that's a question. Answer it if you wish.
So far, we have received inconsistent answers from the same officers or different officers in the same jurisdiction.
Is there any question about what I'm saying to you now?
I'm
There's
disabled.
actually a lot.
Go. What's your first question?
Well, that's the question: is this something that we need to write a ticket for so we can discuss? The
I can
variables
write
in
you a
court?
ticket right now for disorderly and failing to comply
Well,
for a
okay,
lawful order.
So
Okay.
that's where we'll rewind back to the different number of times that we have received information from you guys, just like other jurisdictions have done to us, has been inconsistent. Every time we take the information you give us, we go look it up, we research what the definitions of things are. We looked up the definition of peddler's license. We got a different answer and a different reaction and an entirely different experience from the last officer that was here. And now we're getting another different, but different from the first, different from the second, from you now. So the reason why we want to
I guess we're
honestly
clarifying
ask
it.
for a
that
ticket
it's-
is because the ticket is like one of those due process things. You know, we don't want to go to jail. We honestly really are in need of general help. Just
Yeah.
we're homeless. We lost our jobs
Been
in places.
disabled for years.
And that's why I'm trying
And
not
then-
to write a ticket.
but
Okay?
the other thing-
I feel and empathize with your situation, but you can't stand on that street corner in Federal Heights and ask for money.
See, that's where we consider.
So I'm trying
the
to use my
finer
discretion.
Well, that's where we consider the finer details to be potentially different in court, or we believe that that isn't in violation of law.
We were reading
And
an
and we
ACLU
actually just need a
article
ticket
about it,
so that
that's
we
all.
can, so your lawyer can talk about it with us.
I mean, we'll
So
show
the
up to
judge
court,
can't.
but it's like
We
Is that
have
what
to-
you'd rather do?
I've already been to court over this technically
Well,
in
the
Northway,
point is,
like I was
I'll
telling
answer-
you.
I'll
Brian.
answer-
And how did it work out in North?
I won actually, and it was eerily similar to this.
I'll answer it this
Okay.
way.
And what
The-
was the ruling? How did the judge rule?
It was a
in terms of
soliciting
his-
ticket,
in terms
and
of his reasoning.
it was a lady, and she. It was actually the prosecution. She had dropped it before we even went to trial because I had told them, showed the map that we checked beforehand that it's private property and that statute didn't apply there, and pretty much died it there. So I didn't really get to the argument that what I was doing was not soliciting or freedom of speech. But
The best way I can describe it is if we continue to have these types of conversations out here, we've seen this type of thing go this way in the past, where there's no due process of a move along, and you don't want to arrest it. You don't want to be arrested, and so we want to kind of go forward where we can not be on this corner because you say we're not supposed to, but we can know that if we're going to be moved along, that we have our rights to fight to see if it really was illegal or not, because we've done our research and we're really concerned because you think otherwise, but that's
I
why
gave you a card.
you have
I
the
didn't
opportunity
give
to
you a
write a
card.
ticket. If you don't write the ticket,
This is the address of the city hall.
then you don't.
okay,
It's also the address of the police department on the other side of the building.
okay,
This is the event number that you can refer to if you need to.
okay.
This is your driver's license or ID. This is your driver's license.
But if we don't get moved along with some sort of ticket for some sort of protections for repercussions, then there's nothing that we have for us if we move along in case you're wrong. We're not.
I guess
I
it's-
have
you would
no
be
problem
wrong.
with the judge telling me I'm wrong. But when I get a call to have somebody stop doing what they're doing, or because I've had calls for somebody to stop doing what they're doing, I try to contact you and say, hey, could you stop? And when you say, I want my due process, we got to go through this. I still don't know why we have spent 20 minutes doing this when all you had to do was say sorry and be on your way. Because this is the 4th time you told me that you've done this, which means that you've probably done that 10 times sitting on that corner.
I guess, I mean, we try to be polite, peaceful people. It's weird. Not many people take tickets. We don't mind, only on issues that we know, or, you know, we like to fight it. Like, I went to a courtroom with some guy fighting what was it, over 20 miles an hour in his school zone, and he lost anyways. But I guess the move along is the proof that it's a fact that I have to. It's the same as a ticket, essentially.
It's the same as pleading guilty.
It's not the
And so
same
he's
as a
pleading
ticket,
not guilty.
because it's a summons for court. And
Yeah.
if you have something better to do than go to court, then I'd rather let you do that.
Yeah.
But if you think that some wrongdoing has been done and you need to talk to the judge, you can still do that. It's just that given your employment situation and your lifestyle right now, I don't feel like the potential of giving you a citation, taking up your time, because I think the fine could be as high as $500, and it doesn't sound like you need a $500 bill right now. It sounds like you just need
But that's the gamble if it's not correct. It's,
Yeah.
I've won it before.
If we happen to go to court and win, which is why we're trying to do this, is we're trying to exercise our right to be on that corner, like we have elsewhere.
Okay, well, you can't be on that corner because it's in the middle of an intersection.
Like we said, we are willing to go to court over this. Actually, to be honest, we're willing to go through the elements with you, but it's really unfair for us to do that because it's kind of an intellectual theft because of the fact that you could learn as you're live still detaining us, when at this point we should have
Right
had
now,
us-
you're not detained. We're just having a discussion.
I did not know I was not detained anymore. So this
Sorry.
entire time I've been feeling I've been detained.
Okay.
And so if we're not going to have citations,
Once I
ready-
gave him back his ID,
oh, okay,
it's
Okay.
all you.
okay.
Yes.
Well, the point is that we want to go through the elements. We would love to. We could do it right here with you, but we don't have any protections, and there's no way that we can get the real big wigs involved that may need to be for something like this, because the definitions of here and here, and maybe passively holding a sign, isn't part of the definition of your statute of peddling and soliciting. When we looked it up, we tried our best with our knowledge of law and so forth to piece it together. So we're almost just asking for an impasse. Give us a ticket. We won't come back here until that
Until
ticket's
that's
resolved.
settled.
That way it's kind of
Until that's
due
resolved.
processy. But we wanted to find out if that's really, really, really for sure what we should be being moved along for. So we kind of need the ticket. If you claim,
You've had a rough life.
You really want me to give your brother a ticket?
So you get moved around a lot.
I don't want to say this, but our track record is pretty good. We're up to eyeballs in legal paperwork
right now,
already.
Because
So
right now,
it's no.
I'm not
it's
going to
no
go with the
extra.
soliciting. I'm going to go with the fact that he wasn't crossing the street.
Well, keep in mind
Because
that
it's an intersection right there. He's in the middle of the curb. And he's just hanging out. And when I talked to him to move, he refused.
okay, so
That's where I'm going right now.
say it one more time. I'm confused. Okay, so this isn't about soliciting then? That we weren't being
It is
detained
also about
soliciting?
soliciting because that's basically what he was doing.
I've heard that before. It's where you can't walk across the street and just hang out in the middle of it.
Because that's
And
what
that's
you were
the
doing. You're
median.
hanging out in the middle.
The median, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So cross the street or don't.
Okay.
Now, this is which median? This one.
Yeah, that one right there.
Okay, that
where I guess.
And it's this crosswalk right here.
Yes.
Okay. And you detained my brother because you had reasonable suspicion
No,
or
no.
probable cause.
Probable cause.
Probable cause to issue some sort of solicitation or peddling, or in this case, not crossing the street,
Blocking traffic.
blocking traffic, so forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peddling, solicitation, not crossing the street, and I guess refusal to obey a lawful order.
So forth, so on.
Yeah, because
Can you show us your map for this property? Because jurisdiction is like element number 2 of the 6 elements required for
or however many elements there are. Usually, there's a lot of them for every single type of charge. So this is why we kind of wanted to go through these elements live with you before you detain us. There is a map that we checked. We use maps. We've also been told by other officers that that's private property too. So we don't know what to do. So that's why we're starting with you. We were going to start
But
with
he
the
did
judge.
say because it's an intersection.
Well, keep in mind that that's not a median. That's not a road, and that's what he had his old charges dropped on. Even though it's not the exact same case, it was marketplace, which they admitted was private property. Kind of like one of the officers other here.
They even tried to
admitted that it
say-
was private property that she would otherwise get a business owner if she needed to remove me when I was here once. That was the previous lady officer here. So we have half the officers think that it's private property. The other half of the officers think that it's public property enough that that's a road. That's some sort of maintenance contract of traffic laws applies to. If that's the case,
'Cause-
that's the same thing we need to go to court over to describe why he can't do whatever it is you won't let him do over there. So if you want to write that ticket, that's where we're concerned. That's why we need to get a judge so that we can basically subpoena surveyors and maybe your GIS department. We've had to do this in the Fort Collins, and there's other departments where we can confirm, which I've used your tools, and I haven't actually confirmed with like surveyors, but I've confirmed with your tools. Like if we go with your patrol map right now, I'm pretty sure that that's private property. And if not, I'd actually be really interested to see how definitive.
But it doesn't
your
matter
proof
if
of the other
Peddler's
one.
license or I don't know.
Well, no, that's the thing. If it's a peddler's license, we need a ticket so that we can get that, so that we can get the due process, so that we don't have to move along.
Yeah,
if we
see
don't
how
have to.
see how convoluted and confused this is.
So whatever it is, you need to
Are
write
you
us.
ready for this?
Just need to write us.
Yeah, I guess.
So I'm
Are
sorry.
you sure?
Yes.
You want me to write you a ticket? You would rather have a citation?
Yes, at this point. It's like
Plus-
it's not the first time I'll probably be homeless in my life. What if I'm like 40 and get assaulted out of my residence again or something? I don't know.
Plus, there's like constitutional rights that are
Hold on,
invoked.
please.
You know.
It's so cold.
So the question is, if you can't be there because it's like a traffic crossing the street type thing, but then you also can't be there for a peddler's license, if that happens to be the case, and that sounds like you would need to get 2 tickets to make sure that you could still have a due process to get back on that ticket. Ultimately, if you needed to.
So soliciting / peddler / being in the median.
So there's 3 tickets.
I mean, it seems kind of weird to get a disobeying a lawful order when we're kind of confused on what the lawful
Well,
order is
they never moved you along.
officially. So
Officially.
it's kind of confusing, I guess, for that one at least. I don't know. It's cold. Also, it's weird that multiple municipalities have different. Like, if I'm doing the same thing just over the street and they allow it, what makes it so criminal here? I mean,
I think Westminster has a parenter's license. No, they have a solicitor's license. I mean, solicitor law too. I mean, it's all up for debate what
yeah.
exactly it is doing. It's wrong or not. So. Is this private property?
yes.
How do you know?
Just look at a map. It could be forgotten like Urbana. It's like, you don't know these.
Sit down. Stand up, take 2 steps forward, throw your hands on your back.
Oh, sorry.
Thumbs together. Spread your feet. You're under arrest for trespassing and soliciting.
I've never been talked to by any private property owner ever.
Okay.
There's no formal warning on that?
Didn't we talk?
Well, like skateboarding, if you were to, it's not inherently illegal. And
See, please. I would sit and then.
Sure. Okay, where am I going?
Mr. Williams, you have the right to remain silent.
Mr. Williams?
Oh, Montgomery. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I said
yeah.
your brother's name. I'll start again. Mr. Montgomery, you have the right to remain silent. And the court of law, you have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, won't be appointed for you. Do you understand your rights?
I guess so.
Do
Yes.
you have any questions about your rights?
No.
Okay. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me.
What
gonna
was
shut
that
this.
last word? Sorry. Ask you? Or sorry?
Yeah, don't hesitate.
Oh.
I'm gonna catch you with one.
Well, first time I've ever been arrested.
It's back.
I mean, I'll show up to court.
Remember your first question? You don't remember your first question?
Don't forget his hat.
Adams.
Dang, non-custodial? I would have showed up, man. I showed up to the other ones. Damn, man. Get your full name. how it's pinched. That's
You have the inside pocket on this coat?
Probably. I don't carry much stuff. Just run through. Maybe a coupon like that. Or the top of it. Prescription glasses.
No.
Then we release this cup and you keep this hand behind your back, you understand?
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Let's see one of the drag chairs. These are your shoes and your two jackets. You can even put the jacket on the back of the chair. Mr. Montgomery, Berkeley, next door to my student that I work with. Something happens and they call assistance. And ask me to go back in here, so I'd like you there with minimum conversation, is that possible?
Yes, that's very nice.
Hey, where do you actually live?
Fort Collins.
Really?
Yes,
This address is current?
that's my parents' address.
Is that where you live?
I'm homeless, so it's my mailbox, the same thing as my brother was saying, 305 West Magnolia Street, Community 221, Fort Collins, Colorado.
Okay, so 4424 Piccadilly Court is not current?
No,
Okay, so what's current?
305 West Magnolia Street, TMB 221, Fort Collins, Colorado 80521. There's a local homeless shelter with a mailbox,
What was the TMB number again?
PMB 221. But their resource sucks, so we just bought a mailbox that we get in town, private, and we get all of our legal mail and communication through that. So that's a place that you can reach me. That's basically my right.
Okay.
Fort Collins. service?
I'm sorry?
Food service? No, name, John.
Do you have any detectives?
No.
Say where you born in?
Colorado. Fort Collins.
In the hospital, who do we contact for you?
Split Street.
I'm sorry?
William Montgomery.
Your brother?
Yeah.
You know where he lives?
Same address, 305 West.
Okay, and that's a place where we can send an officer if we need to get a hold of him?
Sending an officer to get a hold of.
Yeah, if you were in the hospital, and we need to let a family member know what was going on with you, so they can respond accordingly.
Oh, I guess with my brother, he actually doesn't have a location, but he can do my parents' location. They lived at that place for 40 years.
305 West Magnolia?
No, that'd be the 4424 Piccadilly Court. Fort Collins, Colorado, 8525. And my father.
So you want it to be your parents, or you want it to be William?
I guess both. I don't know. I have an estranged relationship with my parents. I'm close to my brother, but they're
Okay.
more capable, I guess.
What's going on, let's put down.
For Kent, do 970-214-0077.
007
0077.
77. Okay.
And that's his cell number. And I can give you a house phone number too.
side, and it beeps, that means it's ready. Now, I got you. So the first read is it's ready, and then I need you to roll it whichever direction is comfortable for you. Okay. The shots, that means the shot. So go to one side. Hold. Roll. One side. Pull up. That's better. Yeah. I'm going to keep it. They might be connected. So alright, there's a feature.
So I see 27 cents. That's what I see. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't see a watch. Do you have a watch that I missed?
No.
Okay. One key. My interpretation of this sign and your interpretation of this sign might be two different things. What is the purpose of this sign?
As far as I'm concerned, from the ACLU successful federal lawsuit against Colorado Springs and Denver, it's an act of waving, stopping, knocking on windows to getting their media attention soliciting. Content neutral. It doesn't matter what you put on a sign. That's what they were trying to say, that you can't regulate content. You can put anything you want on a sign, so long as I'm not stopping.
Okay, what's the purpose of the sign?
Change community inform, help, I guess, would be the ultimate.
Okay.
Word to it. Not anything specific in general. Referrals, legal help, attorneys, Christian care packages.
Very property that is.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay. And the signature right here, please.
Yeah, they're pretty specific about it.
And the signature here for your prints.
How many people do you know going on?
I don't know, 15,
How long have you been a police officer?
14 years. And a signature in this box. Trespassing solicitation in court on December 14th at 1:30.
It's the day before.
both of them on here, solicitation and trespassing?
Yes.
Is that felony or misdemeanor trespassing?
Misdemeanor. Let's put your shoes on.
What?
Put your shoes on, please. Okay, grab your coat. Don't forget your copy.
What's happening? With all my stuff or not? Okay.
This all is left. Let's go this way. Corbis with them.
Thank you very much, sir. You will not see me there until after court. No worries. Thank you for your time, sir.